Alright, I ordered a little Chinese engine kit for my Iron Horse here. I made a video prior to even ordering this on this bike. Just going through and kind of cleaning it up and doing some maintenance on it, which really wasn't a whole lot other than just putting the new seat on. And well, I put this new stem on here. It's an adjustable one. I'll just do a little quick recap on this bike, because I'm going to throw out the other video. I just said it was pointless because now we're just going to do this. About this adjustable stem, I brought it up to 30 degrees, and just doing that, going from 5 degrees to 30, made this bike way more usable, especially adding that seat. This bike has just been fantastic. Apart from the front shocks being complete garbage. Paid 142 bucks for it. They're kind of popular right now, or have been for some time. I'm just now finally getting one. It's an 80cc kit. I don't know much about it. I know it's cheap, that's for one thing. However, this will be my first experience putting on a little engine made to make a bike work, or motorize a bike. The only problem I have on this bike is I have a rear disc brake, and there's a big gear or sprocket that actually bolts to the rim there, or the spokes. But I think what I'm gonna do, I can probably actually get away with. It's gonna be moved over a little bit, but I think it'll work the way with how this frame's set up. Is I actually just take the sprocket, drill new holes, and mount it where the disc goes. So we lose rear brakes, but we still have the front. And I use the front most of the time because they work better than the rear anyways. So, and also the engine has its own little clutch that you can engage and disengage. And I think the way it works is you can actually use it to, maintain your speed or slow yourself down. So, yeah, let's get this thing open and start taking a look at it. I can probably bring it closer. There we go. So I was supposed to get this kit tomorrow, actually, and today's the 13th, hump day, and I got it a day early. I had a feeling I was going to get it early. Everything has been kind of like working for me, even after all this catastrophe of my injection pump going out. It's like I've got potentially a new job that I think is going to happen. So it's packaged just like on the YouTube videos I've seen. So let's see, what do we got here? I think this is the fuel tank. Smells like China, that's for sure. Oh yeah, and I didn't get like the painted one or anything, I just got the silver one. So, this goes over the, I'm actually not going to use this. I'm going to do something different. This is pretty, yeah, no bueno. No es bueno. Yeah, it's a pretty cheesy looking carburetor, but looks like this is with the, what's the throttle attached to? I bet you could probably get yourself a tiny little carburetor that will run this engine, and that's a lot better quality and be good. So here we have the engine. It just smells like you bought it from Harbor Freight, really. Okay, this has got some of our other goodies. Important bits. We've got mounting hardware and ignition coil. You're gonna need that. I don't know what the hell this is for. It's pretty crappy. This here you're gonna need, especially for this bike. I don't know if it'll work, but if anything, I've got some hose clamps I can cobble together, and that will be just as good as this, and I'll keep the thing held down. Looks like we got a spark plug here. I'm probably gonna end up putting a different one in there. And you got some, yeah, I'm definitely not using this. So first of all, they give you this dirt riddled oh man, dirt riddled freaking got ran over by a truck 15 times pieces of crap junk rubber. Oh man, you know what? I bet you I have a better spark plug around. I'm actually tempted to, yeah, I'm gonna take my belt sander and deburr that. But yeah, not too shabby. It has a, it's got a chamber in here. Let's open this up real quick. It's a 10 millimeter, and it's got a locking nut on it. It's like, hey Adam, let's make an exhaust for this thing. Of course, that thread's got chowdered up on the end there. It's like, oh, that is so restrictive. Alright, so we're going to put together our Harbor Freight style kit here. It looks like all we're going to need is some wrenches and maybe a 10 millimeter and some Allen keys, and I have some in my bag there. I am going to take a look at my bike, see what's up, see how everything's going to mount, and then I'll update you on things that I've done to make it work. And I know the nitty-gritty part is going to be this. We might even have to get a different rim and swap the gear pack over, or the cassette over, sorry. Alright, I'm going to show you how this is coming along. So I got the back brake off. Oh, this is funny. The screws that hold the caliper on, I don't know what size they are, but they just happen to fit one of these nuts. This guy here, they fit the nuts, so I was able to secure this on. I didn't have to find or buy any new hardware. So we're just eliminating the rear caliper so that we can put that sprocket and that sprocket right to center up with the disc there. Map out the bolt pattern, and then I'm gonna resurrect my drill press. We're gonna find a drill bit, and I'm gonna knock out 6 holes so that we can mount it to that. And this gear, you can have it like this or like this. We're gonna put it like that so it's closest to the wheel, and pretty much this spacing here will be about the same as yeah, that spacing there will be about the same as it would if you had the rubber, so I think we'll be okay on the chain alignment. That's the only thing I'm worried about there. I'm using 2 clamps to hold this down. I've got some material here. It's like a polyurethane, but it's, I don't know if it's a urethane or what, but got it from a couple of jobs ago. I don't remember what we used that for, but I have a couple pieces of it. I got a piece there that'll insulate that. And this is kind of biting into my frame, which is, it is my dad's bike. Sorry, Dad. But it's not going to go anywhere. The studs here, as you can see there, I've run the nuts down as far as they'll go with the washers and everything. I put Loctite on there too. And then I took my anal grinder and zipped off the ends there. Pretty much everything uses 10 millimeter for the most part, assembling it. But here's the part I'm going to cheat on. This is the rear brake. I'm actually going to take this end since it threads in. And this ball end's a little bit smaller than I would like, but it fits and it won't go anywhere. But this will thread in there and I'll make this my throttle. So we don't have to put any crappy handles on it, except for this. Alright, one, this is the clutch. When you pull on it, it disengages the clutch, and they give you this little pin to lock it. So that's cool. Alright, check this out. So I just looped the cable through. It looks kind of ridiculous, but whatever. It's all gonna get zip tied, or actually at least right here. We'll have some slack here. It's gonna get zip tied back there, zip tied back over here. Something like that. I don't want it to bind up too much, but I got the slack taken out of it. It works. There's a little cylinder in here that is the throttle, basically the throttle plate. You take it out, and the cable has like a little ball, a really tiny ball, and it slides in there and locks into place, and then it goes back in. I did lubricate that a little bit with some WD-40, and I sprayed a little bit in here, so it's gonna have some initial lubrication before we start it up. So this here works fantastic. It's got some resistance on it, which is fine. This guy will need to come over here. Probably mount him something like that. Yeah, that looks like it'll fit. Pretty cool, huh? So yeah, I'm gonna keep nitpicking at it, and eventually I'll get to a spot where I can start showing you that. I'm using the rubber little thingamajiggers that we were gonna use. I'm gonna use those to make rubber insulators for the tank and to space it up a little bit, because the shutoff valve won't go in there. This stuff's a little stiff, not stiff, but a little hard to put on. So I just what did I do? I freaking used some WD-40, sprayed it on here, and pushed the hoses together. And this is gonna run underneath here, and this carburetor and air filter setup just barely fits, just barely. But yeah, I'm gonna finish up the controls. I'm gonna rig up my own kill switch for this thing. I'm not gonna bother with these handlebars. I just don't care. Well, let's see how that fits. Doesn't look too shitty. It's funny is the center looks like it's off, but when I just rolled it, it was like pretty much dead center. Funny, this guy practically sits inside this recess, and yeah, I just kind of centered it up as best I could, and yep, made markings, drilled my holes, and then once I got everything good, these screws just barely fit into the gear. And then once I got it secured, or sorry, before I screwed all these in, I took the belt sander there. That thing's nice to have. A cheap piece of shit Harbor Freight, but you know what? For this purpose, it just took the burrs right off this Swiss cheese metal. So yeah, there we go. Bolt on. I am missing a screw. I don't know where it went. Probably over there when I was sizing it. I'll put it in later. Looks like the hole just barely lines up. I know this one did. So I'll find the screw and fix her up. Let's see how she fits on the bike now. Okay, well that just worked out too perfectly. I mean, the center of that sprocket is not center, by the way. It's not true. By freehanding it with the drill, I used my little rigid guy over there. Freehanding it, I actually centered the sprocket. So yeah, basically it's got a little bit of run out through the side, but it doesn't do that. It's centered. And then see how we're looking on that, and then we'll take our tensioner, find out where he wants to sit, and get the chain tensioned up, and then we'll get the fuel tank mounted, and then see what's cracking. Alright, we're in the beta stage. I haven't secured this completely yet, but we'll in a sec. We're going to check, we're going to fill it up, or not fill it, but I'm going to put a little bit of fuel in it, see where we're at leak wise. I've got the ignition here. I'm actually going to hook up the switch temporarily. I'm actually going to I'll be able to take that off of the handlebar and put them on here, and then that way I can kill it. But the engine's mounted. We got halfway decent chain alignment. I actually need to take this guy off here. I was like bending it, and I'm like, wait a minute. If I just take it out, take this thing off the bracket, switch it around, I can get that secured nice and square. That was hopping off, but now it's not. So I think I would like something that has a spring on it. That automatically keep tension on it all the time and not, worry about it. So it's a little, there's something kind of binding up in here. I think the chain's hitting up on the case somewhere. Well, I've been kind of grinding away at it. So I'm going to put a little bit of fuel in. I've got some, I don't know what the hell this is. I put a mix in here. It's actually fairly full. But, wipe out some of that dirt. Hopefully it doesn't leak. Looks like we got about half a tank. I'm gonna see if I can't get this thing started after I hook up the kill switch. Oh, there, that moves on there a lot better. Got this tilted to the side so my throttle clears it. There's this big spring in there, spring in here. One thing about the clutch, I almost forgot. Oh, that scared me. I was like, what the hell? There's a second spring in there. I took that bastard out of there because that one spring that's already on there right now is like, and I gotta one-man it with this stupid button. So this I'm gonna end up zip tying here. I would like to trim it down and fix it up that way, but whatever. Let's see if this thing will run. Okay, first of all, it runs really good. One problem though, I blew the master link out. I think when it was going through, it caught on something, and it just pulled it right out. I don't know where the hell it went, so I'm gonna try and find one in my bin of misery and pop it on there. However, this thing's fast. Wow, it actually from off the line it's a dog, but when you just start pedaling and it, first of all, you pedal and you let the clutch out and it starts right up. It was really easy to start it up, no problem once the carburetor filled up all the way with fuel. Wow, I mean it it went fast and it went shing, so yeah, that sucks. So I gotta find a thing. Okay, after some little bit of patience and ingenuity, I've kind of bastardly pressed apart. I kind of ruined this tool. I'm gonna have to fix it, but I had a little tool that would hold the chain, and you could press these links out and then press them back in when you did your business. Well, I don't know where that tool is. I probably threw it out when we had TC because he used to piss on my tools, and that thing just got ruined, so I'm going to go buy a new one. However, I have, I don't know where the link is now. I can't tell which one's which. But it shouldn't come apart now. I've took a link out of there, just a little piece, and then the thing with the two bastards. And I just pressed the cocksucker on there using the vice grips and a washer, and now I just gotta put the chain on the wheel there, and then I'm gonna flip this bracket around, put that pulley on there, straighten this bracket out a little bit, and then that way this chain at the bottom here will be should be straight. And then hopefully that doesn't come apart. I am gonna bring a little toolkit with me in the morning to deal with the chain. I probably won't need it a whole lot because what I'll end up doing is taking the chain out, putting it in my bag, and then I'll just ride it home, pedal home. But yeah, this thing is freaking awesome. I want to try it out again. I want to get some video of it running, you know? But it sounds pretty good. It's got a little bit of pep. I had it, when I was pedaling, I gave it, I was going maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour. I gave it half throttle and I started pedaling, and then what I did is I got it into like, see, I had it in second here, and I had it, yeah, about here. And once I started going that speed, I gave it full throttle, and it just freaking took right off. So it goes fast, and this thing is awesome. I just hope it lasts. You know, it's a China thing. We'll probably have to mend it a lot, but whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna fiddle with these two things, and then we'll get her back on the road. Letting her kind of break in. I got the chain fixed. Like I said, I just kind of made it a permanent thing. I'm gonna grab my wallet here, so I'm gonna go on the road for a little bit and see. Well, actually, I'm gonna take it around the corner and see how it does. I'm hoping that link I pressed together doesn't break. It was pretty difficult pressing it back together, so hopefully she don't break. Alright, that's pretty neat. That's a lot of fun. I can't believe I fixed the chain without even really trying. Yeah, see, I flipped this around and see how straight it is now. The chain's all happy now. So, okay, yeah, that's cool. Oh, it didn't pop off of me. I was going probably about 25, 30 miles an hour, so pretty cool that this fit on here. Oh yeah, I did find the other screw. I'm gonna go put that in. But yeah, that worked out like a charm. The alignment is not exactly 100%, but it's pretty damn close. I actually think the engine needs to move over a little bit. So when it cools down, I'm gonna take care of that. Well, I didn't quite get her up to speed, but I didn't have the chain kick off. The one thing I want to take a look at is in here. I think something is grinding against the chain. I'm pretty sure it'll clearance itself after a while, which I don't want to do, but you know, whatever. But yeah, you know what? This thing's working great. I enjoy it quite a bit. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna loosen up my clamp here, move her over a little bit, and then clamp it down. We should be good to go. I sprayed some lube on the chain, so we got a little bit of lubrication there, but this is nice and tight now. Got a little bit of deflection there. Yeah, it's not bad.